Yo, so the 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 prosecutor, Fani Willis of Atlanta, is being accused of being a home wrecker. You heard that, ladies and gentlemen? The lady who's responsible for the YSL and YFN indictments is a home wrecker, ladies. So let's get to the bottom of this home wrecking prosecutor Fani. Trump said she was doing gang members allegedly.
Buying airline tickets for District Attorney Fani Willis. The filing includes credit card statements that back up the claim, according to his wife's attorneys. 11 Alive's Zach Merchant has been digging through the documents and has this breakdown tonight.
A judge announced a hearing is now set for Monday to evaluate the claims in the divorce case between Nathan Wade and his wife, Joycelyn. Now we're breaking down how that could impact the ongoing criminal case against former President Donald Trump that Nathan Wade is helping to lead. These new developments all stem from a recent subpoena served on D.A. Willis, compelling her to testify in the Wade's divorce case.
Look how you're looking at it. Look how you're looking at it, y'all. Now, this would be a hell of an A&E movie or a Lifetime movie, right? When you got the top black woman executive, the head woman in charge, right? And then you got this strong black man with the bald head. There's always the black man with the bald head. But she knew he was married. She knew it. Fani
Willis filed a motion in court just yesterday trying to block that subpoena, arguing she had no legally relevant.
Look. No fraternizing at the job. I wonder, his wife is getting a divorce, right? So you see now, let me tell you something, guys. I want us men to learn something from this. I'm gonna let them finish.
Information to share. But today, Joycelyn Wade responded in court, releasing credit card statements alleged to be her husband's that show he spent more than $1,000 for a passenger listed as Fani Willis to accompany him on trips to Miami and San Francisco in 2022 and 2023. Joycelyn Wade's attorneys wrote that they wanted to depose Willis to determine the nature of her relationship with Nathan Wade. Previous 11 Alive reporting revealed that Wade has been paid more than $500,000 more than the other special prosecutors on the case, stressing that he was speaking only hypothetically. Longtime former Gwinnett County District Attorney Danny Porter says if the allegations are true, it would reflect badly on Willis's judgment as a lead prosecutor.
Ultimately, a question for the voters whether or not they want to reelect.
Fani was doing, oh, look at my man right here, Donald J. Trump. He's loving this.
Case against Mr. Trump, Porter says it would take a lot of proof for Wade or Willis to be disqualified from the case.
Unless they could show that it was all part of a plan to pay him more money and then she would draw the benefit, more or less a kickback, then it's really irrelevant.
Well, you can't prove it, but we obviously allegedly believe that if she's paying you $250,000 more than the other attorneys, he don't even look, bro. That nigga's not Young Thug's attorney or Gunner's attorney. That nigga's just a regular nigga that's working for the state. Who the fuck gets that? That's how much you guys are paying your prosecutor's office in Atlanta? $250,000 a year? Nigga, you know she was getting something off of that allegedly. Don't come out, please, allegedly, Fani. But Fani have other issues to worry about. Bigger fish. Let's see what Uncle Donald J had to say. Hey, shopamericanmade.LLC.net.
Mind like 85% that it's a witch hunt hoax. It's just a continuation of Russia. And that includes local DAs and that includes attorney generals because they're all, you saw the Fani Willis. You saw that deal? Her boyfriend, she gave him $1 million to go get Trump, right? And then they go on vacation, spending the $1 million they're going on cruise lines. I told my wife I'd like to take you on a vacation like that, but I can't afford it. It's too expensive. No, they're going on Norwegian cruise lines. I mean, that's something. But the nice thing, it gets exposed. Eventually, it gets exposed. It's a beautiful thing. See, when a system works, it's a beautiful thing. But she's been exposed.
Damn, Fani. Trump also said that she did, allegedly, the gang member guy. We'll get to that.
I can't imagine they can continue on with that case. She wanted to indict senators. She wanted to indict Lindsey Graham. He did nothing wrong. He just wants to make sure elections are good. But they had a list of people they wanted to indict, like 48 people over, and these are patriots. A woman, 84 years old, standing with the American flag like this, and they indict her. These are sick people. These are sick. And then they find out it's a fraud, and she's filtering money to her boyfriend. And I mean, big money. And he never did a case.
Rub it in, Donald D. Rub it in, brother.
Before. He never did a felony case. He never did a case before. Other than that, he's extremely talented. Every time the radical left, they should drop that Georgia case. They should drop the boxes hoax. Well, if they let him off on the boxes hoax, he has 10 times more. That guy had 50 years worth of classified information. And Dick Durbin, a senator, Democrat senator, when he heard that he took the information as a senator out of the SCIF, he said, there's no way he did that. That's the worst thing I've ever heard. Then, of course, he, came back and said, well, it's not that bad. Every time the radical left Democrats, Marxists, communists, and fascists indict me, I consider it truly a great my freedom, because I will never.
Is Trump the greatest American president? Is he the all-American hero?
There is possible trouble for the Georgia prosecutor in President Trump's 2020 election interference case. District Attorney Fani Willis has been accused of being in a romantic relationship with a prosecutor she hired. The claims were made by one of Trump's co-defendants, and now the judge has ordered a hearing to address it. A motion filed last week seeks to remove Willis and Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade from the case. Nicole Killian has the district attorney's response.
As a woman of color, it would not matter what I did. My motive, my talent, my ability, and my character would be constantly attacked.
District Attorney Fani Willis broke her silence this week at an Atlanta church, accusing critics of racism amid accusations that she had an improper relationship with Nathan Wade, a special prosecutor she hired to lead the 2020 election interference investigation into former President Trump.
Is it that some will never see a black man as qualified, no matter his achievements?
The allegations were made in a filing this month by co-defendant Michael Roman, a former Trump campaign operative who pleaded not guilty to 7 felony counts for his role in an alleged fake elector scheme. His attorney wants the charges dismissed and suggests, without citing evidence, that Willis not only had a romantic relationship with Wade, but financially benefited from it. The complaint alleges the pair became involved before the case and says Wade filed for divorce a day after taking a contract with the DA in November 2020.
That nigga filed for divorce as soon as he got the bag, allegedly, according to this.
21. Since then, it alleges Wade has been paid more than $653,000 for his work by Willis's office and used some of the money to take Willis on lavish trips to such places as Napa Valley, California, Florida, and the Caribbean. Willis says the 2 other special prosecutors were paid the same hourly rate.
Her boyfriend, she gave him $1 million to go get Trump, right? And then they go on vacation.
Trump says the case against him should be dropped, while some Republicans have called for an investigation.
This is not what the prosecution needed.
CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman says whether the charges are proven or not, there could be consequences.
I do not expect this case to be dismissed and go away, but it is not out of the question for a different prosecutor to take charge of the case to simply remove the appearance of impropriety.
Willis has been subpoenaed to appear in Wade's divorce case next week.
week, and her attorney accused Wade's estranged wife of conspiring with interested parties in the Trump case.
Remember when Trump said Fani Willis was doing gang members in the YSL case? Okay, here we go. We trying to look for the YSL Fani Willis. Okay, all the news is talking about her misconduct claims. Okay, let's see. There you go. This when Trump accused Fani Willis of sleeping with Blood member Donovan Thomas from Atlanta, Georgia. Talk to us, Donald. So I gotta go to YouTube for this shit.
How can my corrupt political opponent, crooked Joe Biden, put me on trial during an election campaign that I'm winning by a lot, but forcing me nevertheless to spend time and money away from the campaign trail in order to fight bogus, made-up accusations and charges? That's what they're doing. I'm sorry, I won't be able to go to Iowa today. I won't be able to go to New Hampshire today because I'm sitting in a courtroom on bullshit because his attorney general charged me with something. Terrible.
Tell him, Donald, tell him. One thing about Uncle Trump, he's one of a kind. Bullshit.
Why, if they were going to do it, why didn't they do it 2.5 years ago before the election, right? They waited till the election. They waited. And I probably have another one. They say there's a young woman, a young racist in Atlanta. She's a racist. And they say...
Yo, Donald's the GOAT, man. That's just crazy, yo.
I guess they say that she was
I'm sorry.
After a certain gang, and she ended up having an affair with the head of the gang or a gang member. And this is a person that wants to indict me. She's got a lot of problems, but she wants to indict me to try and run for some other office. What's going on in this country is, and by the way, wants to indict me for a perfect phone call. This was even better than my perfect.
Rest in peace, Big Nut. Pause like a motherfucker. This is Big Nut, guys.
Shots during a music video shoot. It happened last night at the Martin Street Plaza Apartments in Southeast Atlanta. We're told the rapper YFN Lucci was on scene shooting a music video when shots were fired at his Bentley.
Atlanta police hope surveillance video will find the person who shot and killed a 31-year-old mother at a bowling alley. Family members say that she shared a son with rapper Young Thug.
Hey, yo, squad, what's the drill? Back with another video, man.
That shit ain't had nothing to do with
at least multiple gunshots in the upper torso area. He was rushed to surgery.
When the parents of Woody's girl's house was wet up. What's crazier is that the ops didn't stop there, with the Inglewood family member sliding again just hours later, this time targeting his brother's.
So this Big Nut right here, y'all, this the big homie for the Inglewood Blood Gang in Georgia. In the A-Town, nigga. He was the big homie right here. But I'm gonna be quiet from there on because this is not snitch news. We gonna let these other niggas do the snitching for us. You heard that?
Investigators listed a number of retaliatory shootings between the two gangs, up to 26, but that number was only to rise even further. Woody's family was feeling the pressure, but Woody had his coming. 6 weeks after Peanut was murked on February 19th, Woody exited his baby mom's crib with a car seat for his little girl. His street senses kicked in and he spotted a suspicious whip in the distance. Putting the baby in the car, he kept alert, and that hood instinct saved his life because the car pulled up and the glass lowered and the barrel of an assault rifle poked out, and Woody recognized the trigger man as Mr. Fleetwood. Woody pulled out his .40 caliber Glock and ducked down before hearing a shot let off. Woody returned fire, then grabbed his daughter from the car to the safety of the house. At that point, Woody knew he had to stand on business and came out busting, causing the ops to swerve off, crashing into a house further up the block. Woody was picked up by cops on probation violation the following day, and that's where he told authorities that he recognized someone named Tay in the vehicle, and told investigators although he doesn't know his real name, Tay has a brother who goes by Javante Fleetwood, aka Woo, and is a well-known blood member. Authorities tracked down who they believed to be the shooter.
Woody was shooting and telling.
Woo's brother, Delevante Fleetwood, and in a picture lineup, Woody clearly pointed him out. In a picture with the information of Woody's interview with investigators, a piece of information showed a woman calling officers and advising she just spoke with her man Franklin. He told her he was driving her car when a random roadman opened fire, causing him to crash the whip, so he dipped and left it at the scene. Social media, the detective's most powerful tool against gangsters today, connected Tate to Nut with a long-lived King Nut pic and the words on his profile saying Nut life or no life. If that was the end of the back and forth and retaliation, it would have been a blessing to everyone involved, but the streets and vengeance go hand in hand and it never stops. While cops scrambled to get a hold of the crimes, more family members and gang members were under fire. YSL member and shooter in the Peanut shooting, Shannon Jackson, aka SB, was about to experience what get back felt like by the ops. September 2015, on a late Friday, 25-year-old Tiara Jones finished working earlier than normal. She picked up her homegirl girl Shakoya Duncan and her man SB, and they made a food run to JJ Fish and Chicken on Pryor Street, Atlanta. This is where SB got into an altercation with a dude that was allegedly spitting game on his shorty. Angry at her for speaking with the dude, they dipped, but they were on his head. Jones's SUV was followed and numerous shots were fired. Shakoya ducked when she heard shots, but Tiara wasn't so lucky. Out of the 3 people in the SUV, only one was hit, Tiara Jones. She received a headshot to the face as she drove off on Milton Avenue near Hank Aaron Drive.
Them niggas was going to war.
In Turner Field. According to police reports and witnesses' statements, the SUV crashed and overturned Penn Sequoia and SB. Both were pulled from the wreckage and taken to Grady Memorial Hospital for treatment. Unfortunately, Jones passed away at the scene. Family members were told the news by reporters that SB was in an altercation with the hitters before he was even picked up, and they were following him all along with the intent to end SB's life.
Someone shot her after she took a friend to pick up her boyfriend.
That's where the issue, I guess, occurred. He was, from what we heard, or no, he was in an altercation prior to them picking him up. And as they were exiting or leaving the complex or the area, they were followed and gunned down.
If that wasn't enough evidence it was connected to Peanut's hit, SB would later be picked up in connection to the homicide of Nut, where he then gave details to investigators on who tried to take his life. Want to guess who set the man up? Yup, Inglewood family affiliates. A picture of a later interview between SB and investigators show him listing the nicknames of the IF gang members as Shell, Kale, Smoke, and Merrill. He was aware of this information before but was scared of snitching any further, fearful they might retaliate on the family, especially grandmoms. And behind bars, it was hell. SB was like a human dartboard for the ops, but instead of darts, they were poking bro up with shanks. Fearful for his life, SB was desperate to have his bond reduced to be able to return to outside. The retaliations were only to get worse because YSL had a nemesis whose villain arc progressed to the loss of Nut. To rapper and IF affiliate YFN Lucci, Peanut was like a mentor and a brother.
You know, I lost one of my homies who really got me on, you know, only a Nut forever. Yeah, Nut got me on, so.
Lucci took up the mantle going at the head of YSL, Young Thug. They have been going at it for years, plotting on each other's end. It has been up with both taking losses. Lucci has not been targeted once, but
Free YSL, free YFN, and Fani Willis, you should be ashamed of yourself. Allegedly. Have a great day. Oh.